All right, my name is Hiram Shelton. This is my video on my interview with a probation officer in Kentucky. So basically, my schedule was at the same time that the probation office was open. So I was able to contact my friend Mike McLaughlin, who's in the FBI, and he was able to get me in contact with a good friend of his named Winston Shelton. And Winston Shelton is a parole officer in Kentucky, and he was able to talk to me for quite a bit. When it came to caseloads, he actually does have a special caseload where he is on parole only. And the other three sections in his county, they're also all special caseloads because they're all sex offenders. When asked about positive behavior, he said it's actually very easy for him to reinforce positive behavior because he can lower the amount of drug tests, and then where it's only like once every 3 months. And then he's also able to put in a request for taking someone off probation or parole completely after, if they're doing well with the every 3 months limitation. And when asked about negative behavior, basically they're able to up the amount of drug testing and reporting, and they're also able to basically revoke probation or parole if it gets to that point. For alternative sanctions, he said that probationers could do community service or also go to drug court. For opportunities, he said there's actually complete opportunities for people that are on probation or parole. Most employers in Kentucky don't ask for they don't ask if someone has committed a felony. If anything, they are not allowed to work for any type of firearm. But besides that, they have complete freedom, and they are given opportunities for education and they're given special help to try and find jobs and try to help them get back into society. For 3 pros and 3 cons, he said his pros were that it's a great feeling to help the community. His second was that it's a great place in law enforcement where you get to help those who are struggling, but also at the same time be able to enforce those who are a danger to society. And third, he said it's a great connecting point where you get to work with state and federal and many different agencies to kind of see what's out there. And his cons were that you can feel undervalued at times. They change judges and the parole board quite often, which can be frustrating because it changes a lot of rules and repetition. Things are changed. And then the third thing was that he said that they can be understaffed. They can be understaffed at times. 3 things the probation officer would change within the scope of their job. Basically, he said he wished they had more, they gave more officer discretion so that officers could help the way they felt that that person needed to be helped, and that he really felt like they could do more in terms of helping. And then basically I asked him how he became a parole officer, and I asked him if he had to be a police officer first and kind of the requirements. And basically he talked to me about being a state lieutenant for a Kentucky prison, and he did that for 10 years, and because of that background he was able to become a probation or parole officer. He said it's actually unneeded, but 9 out of 10 times when people work for probation or parole, do have a history as some type of officer or some type of law enforcement. Um, and and then he really does recommend um, working for parole or probation because it does allow you to meet with all different types of agencies and get a lot of different connections, which allows you to then see opportunities that have greater pay and kind of see where you fit in, and things that you enjoy or don't like in law enforcement, and kind of find your footing. So it was a great interview. It was really great to talk to him, and it's funny that we had the same last name. So it was a lot of fun.